Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. It is August 13th, and we have an enhanced risk of severe weather to talk about and flash flooding risk for tonight as a frontal boundary comes out of the northwest, kind of sets up shop across parts of Oklahoma, Missouri, northern Arkansas, in through the Tennessee Valley. Could bring upwards of 2 to 4 inches tonight, maybe locally up to 6 or 7, according to the National Weather Service out of Springfield, that is, Missouri. So we have a lot of stuff to go over. Plus, as this cold front comes through the region, parts of the region that is, there's going to be a cool down for some, but probably not for Texas or along the Gulf Coast. So you guys will continually bake probably. So hit that thumbs up button and like button, share this with your friends and family, and comment where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. So let's get right into it. All right, as always, we start out with the national hazards map. As you can see, basically south of I-40 here, big time excessive heat warnings out. And the heat is going to continue across the far south here for the foreseeable future, that is. And there's going to be little to no rain basically across the south as well. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But as this high is basically parked over Texas, front coming down this week, it's going to flatten this high out. And just nothing's going to happen except heat down here through Texas into parts of Louisiana, Mississippi as well. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. But flash flood watches are out for parts of northwest Arkansas, up through about the southern half of Missouri, up through southwestern Illinois, in through western parts of Kentucky, and far northwestern parts of Tennessee as well. Also, up here in the northwestern parts of the United States, they are heating up as well. Excessive heat warnings up here towards Washington, Oregon, and heat advisories in the orange as well. All right, so this is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is the excessive rainfall outlook, basically flash flood guidance. We have a moderate risk of flash flooding tonight for this afternoon through tonight across basically southwestern half of Missouri here, mostly through the Ozarks, far northern Arkansas as well. 2 to 4 inches of rain is possible tonight as training thunderstorms comes through the area. Where all that kind of sets up, I'm going to show you the latest future radar here in just a minute. But this is the hazard for tonight. Like I said, if you see a road covered with water, do not cross it. Turn around, don't drown, like the National Weather Service says. Now, on the outside of this, we have a slight risk of flash flooding across basically over here by Tulsa, most of northern parts of Arkansas here, all the way over to right around Nashville, up to Louisville, over to St. Louis, Jefferson City, over to Kansas City. Slight risk of flash flooding possible with excessive rainfall for this afternoon and tonight. All right, here is the severe weather outlook. On top of all that flash flooding concerns, training of thunderstorms, etc., we've got enhanced risk possible of some possibly significant severe weather. Southeastern parts of Kansas, far northeastern Oklahoma, through northern Arkansas, through most of southern Missouri, southern half of Missouri, including Springfield, that is. So some of the towns like Springfield, Joplin, up towards maybe right around Bentonville, Arkansas, over to Harrison, Yellville, Mountain Home, over to Ash Flat, then up to like West Plains to Branson, Springfield, Rolla. So those kind of areas are under enhanced risk, basically for later this evening through tonight. On the outskirts of that, we have a slight risk from Amarillo, Texas, all the way up through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Dodge City, Wichita, Topeka, Kansas City, over towards St. Louis, Paducah, Nashville, down to Huntsville, Alabama even, and including the Memphis area as well. Slight risk for you all. So let's go over the individual risk here, because there is going to be a tornado threat as well. All right, so here is a tornado outlook for Sunday, today. So probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point in the brown here. We got 5 to 9% chance. like I said, of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any given point in the brown. It's including most of southern half of Missouri, far northeastern parts of Arkansas as well. The outskirts of that, you got 2 to 4% chance of seeing a probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. This is including Memphis, over to Nashville, Paducah, St. Louis, up to Des Moines, Iowa, down to Topeka, Wichita, and Tulsa as well. So this is, like I said, the tornado outlook for today, Sunday. All right, so here is the wind risk for this afternoon into tonight. We're going to possibly some significant severe wind gusts of 60 to 70 plus miles an hour is possible, especially across the red areas here of southeastern parts of Kansas through southern Missouri, parts of northern Arkansas as well. Slighter chance in the yellow here, but there still is a threat of 60 to 70 miles an hour in those areas. All right, so here is the hail outlook. Like I said, for Sunday afternoon and through tonight. 15 to 29% chance probability of seeing severe hail within 25 miles at any given point. Is 1 inch in diameter or larger. Basically from Amarillo, Texas, all the way over to Oklahoma City, Tulsa, northern Arkansas, over to Memphis, Nashville, Paducah, St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, up to Kansas City, Topeka as well. So there is the outlook. All hazards are possible today and into tonight. So please stay weather aware in these areas. All right, here is the latest HRRR. We've got some storms rolling through around 3 to 4 in the afternoon in through parts of central Tennessee. Got some storms developing up here towards Kansas City as well. And then as we head towards later today, 5, 6 o'clock tonight, you see storms starting to blow up out here towards the Panhandle of Texas in through parts of Oklahoma. We have a cluster of storms starting to develop out here towards Kansas as well. And then as we hit towards 7, 8 o'clock tonight, as you can see, these storms are really starting to develop across southern Missouri, including Springfield, probably over towards Joplin as well. And then more storms around basically northwest of Oklahoma City and through northern parts of Oklahoma as well. Storms in southern Kansas. This is 9 o'clock tonight. This is Central Time. And then as you can see, right around 10 o'clock, these storms mean business across southern Missouri. There's going to be prolific rain rates of possible 2 to 3 inches an hour across southern Missouri and possibly into bleeding into far northern Arkansas tonight when these storms really ratchet through. And there's going to be some big time wind gusts and possibly a tornado or two across this area of southern Missouri to far northern Arkansas. And some much needed rain over here towards Oklahoma as we go through 10 o'clock tonight. And this line of storms just continues across far southern Missouri into northern Arkansas. So there's going to be a big time flash flood risk tonight across the Ozarks of southern Missouri into northern Arkansas with these continuous training of thunderstorms. And like I said, there's going to be 2 to 4 inches of rain possible. All depends on where this line basically sets up and kind of sets up shop here, and this continuous thunderstorms after thunderstorms come over, training over the same areas. That's why we have that big risk for excessive rainfall across this area for tonight. Now here's 1 o'clock in the morning, here's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, still raining across southern Missouri and northern Arkansas through parts of Oklahoma into the Panhandle of Texas, and then southern Illinois is starting to bleed into parts of Kentucky as well as we go to 3 o'clock. Here's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And then that kind of fizzles out as we head towards midday on Monday. All right, so here is just, like I said, this is just one model run, so take it with a grain of salt here. This is total precipitation between now and 10 a.m. Monday. And like I said, a general 2 to 4 inches possible, basically across northeastern Oklahoma through far northern Arkansas and through southern Missouri as well. And if some localized areas get continuous training of these these prolific rainfall makers, these thunderstorms that come through producing 2 to 3 inches an hour, there's going to be some spots that get over 6 inches, 6 to 7 inches of rain in localized spots up here across southern Missouri and far northern Arkansas tonight. So please be aware, especially if you're out after dark. If there's any flooded roadways, do not cross them, because we do not want you to get into a dangerous situation and your car starts floating and then goes down the river or stream or low water crossing, etc., and put your life at risk here. So better off to turn around, don't drown across parts of this area tonight. I said big time rainfall rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour is possible with some of these big time storms that continue to train across the same areas. As we head towards Monday, more severe weather is going to start tracking east. We're talking Tennessee up through Kentucky and over towards the mid-Atlantic, West Virginia, over towards Washington, D.C. There is a tornado risk for tomorrow as well, up through the mid-Atlantic. The bullseye is basically across parts of Delaware into Maryland tomorrow. 5 to 9% chance of seeing a tornado. Severe wind risk. 15 to 29% chance of seeing severe wind within 25 miles of any given rate or any given point across the yellow here, and then very minimal risk of severe hail tomorrow. All right, so as of this is Tuesday now, slight risk of severe weather basically from Norfolk up towards parts of New Jersey here, Delaware, basically along the coast here, far northeastern parts of North Carolina as well. A severe wind gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour is the main threat as of Sunday, that is. So this is day 3, so we still have a few days to refine the forecast here for severe weather across this area. Now, let's take a look at what this cool down is going to bring to parts of the region. All right, so as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday, like I said, we've got this cool air starting to filter in through parts of the region here. Arkansas into parts of Oklahoma, possibly into northeastern Texas, including Dallas. If we can get you guys even down back to normal, it would seem like a cool down for you guys in parts of Texas. Now, as we get up here towards Missouri, up here towards Oklahoma, southeastern parts of Kansas, northern parts of Arkansas, we're talking maybe 7 to 11 below average. This is as of Wednesday morning, that is. So we're going to have some lows probably dipping into the 50s across parts of the region here. But even down through northeastern Texas, a little bit more refreshing air coming in for maybe a day or two before the heat really bounces back across that region. So this is a little bit of welcome cool down across the area, even all the way down to possibly northern parts of Louisiana and through some of Mississippi into Alabama as well. But the core of the cool air is going to be probably centered right around northeastern Oklahoma through the Ozarks and in through Missouri into southern Illinois as well. So these are morning temperatures on Wednesday morning, possible lower 60s all the way through northeastern parts of Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, possibly right around 60 degrees or so, maybe in the upper 50s around Fayetteville, northwest Arkansas. And then you get towards southern Missouri, we're probably talking 55 to 60 for overnight lows. Lower to mid 50s all the way up here towards Indiana, parts of central Illinois as well. Then even a little bit of a cool down overnight, low 60s, even into parts of Kentucky and through Tennessee. These are possible highs on Wednesday, upper 70s, low 80s across northern Arkansas into southern Missouri, possibly only around 80 around Memphis, even over towards Tennessee through the Tennessee Valley up towards Kentucky as well, Ohio Valley, 70s for highs for this time of year. So most of Arkansas looks cool down, mid to upper 80s, all the way down towards the Louisiana border, which is below average for this time of year. And then northeastern parts of Texas, you will cool down to around or just slightly below average, mid 90s for that part of Texas, which is at average or just slightly below across that area. And then mid to upper 80s, basically crossed Mississippi through northern Alabama as well. So, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a cool down across parts of the area. Texas, most of Texas is going to continuously bake for the foreseeable future across this area. Just to wrap this up, severe weather this afternoon through tonight. Enhanced risk for southeastern parts of Kansas, all the way through southern half of Missouri here, far northern Arkansas. Winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles an hour. A tornado too is possible, and possibly some large hail as well. So stay weather aware. There's going to be flash flooding as well. 2 to 4 inches is possible, especially across far northern Arkansas, northeastern Oklahoma, through southern half of Missouri here. And there's going to be local spots that get 6, probably possibly up to 7+ inches of rain just tonight. So please stay weather aware. If you see a flooded roadway, do not cross it. Don't put yourself or anybody else's life in danger, and turn around and don't drown. So like I said, stay weather aware, have a way to get warnings, and stay safe, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.